Good morning. As I begin the announcements for Church in the Wild on April 1st, I thought it would be good to offer you some wisdom from the scripture on this April Fool's Day. Hmm? So this is from Proverbs 12, verse 15. The way of fools seems right to them, but the wise listen to advice. So listen to the advice of the health authorities and be wise about your health and other people's health. That's the scripture for this April Fool's Day. Don't be a fool when it comes to the medical situation we're facing. So on with the announcements. Well, first I want to check in with you. I hope you're doing well. I know the anxieties that I spoke of in the message Sunday's live stream worship service. Those anxieties are with us, are going to be with us about our own health, probably more so for our loved ones and our extended families and our friends. We also are unsettled about the financial disruptions going on around us, what that'll mean, and for some it may mean reduced employment or unemployment. For others, just investments and plans are a little bit awry. So let's practice the humility I spoke of that came from 1 Peter 5 on Sunday. The humility to depend more and more upon God and to depend more on each other, be interdependent as brothers and sisters, gracious to each other, holding on to each other. So I want to also give you an update on Mike Palumbo. Mike's been having severe headaches. It's really of concern to him and to Sandy. It's not respiratory related, but he was dealing with these this past weekend as he was helping me with the live stream, the technical aspects of the live stream worship experience. He's been able to have a scan, and some of the worst fears have been eliminated. He'll find out more from a doctor today, I think. But let's continue to pray for Mike and for Sandy, and we'll update you on Sunday. Also, want to take a moment to celebrate the live stream. Thank you for participating, many of you. There were, I think, 22 screens that were logged on to the live stream worship service that originated in our home here. There so far have been at least 28 other folks who've watched the recording on YouTube. So that's 50 screens. If maybe 70, 75 people watched those 50 screens, some people alone, some in pairs, then the group that was reached is 3 times larger than our than our regular gathering in-person worship experiences. So we celebrate that, and recognizing, of course, that some are family and friends who are part of other churches. We also, hope and pray that this strange time, the irony that while we are secluded from each other, the message and vision of Church in the Wild may be getting out to people who don't know about us, and that maybe some of those people will be physically present with us when we gather again, hopefully before too long. So a couple of other things about the live stream. I'm going to be buying a higher quality external microphone so that some of the sound distortion won't happen with the limitations of the microphone built into my laptop. However, that means it'll capture more accurately whatever shortcomings in my voice and singing, so that may be a mixed bag. I do welcome whatever input you can provide about how we can improve the live stream experience. It's our hope that as we do this again, that we'll be able to include more voices, more input, perhaps testimony, as well as the other contributions that can be made. Now, I want to also recognize and celebrate that we've been able to continue almost unabated the discipleship gatherings we were doing before this social distancing became a part of our lives. Last night I was with Bible on Tap, guys. There were 8 of us using Zoom, And it was really neat to be able to do Bible study, share, and pray together. Not every guy in our church is part of one of those three men's groups. And unfortunately, we don't have a women's discipleship group. I know that some of the women in our congregation are discipled in groups elsewhere, but the lack of connection for those who aren't in these groups makes it even more important that we have a meaningful experience this coming Sunday. So we'll be using Zoom to have our wildlife gathering. And if you haven't used Zoom, what it does is if you've got a camera in your phone or in your laptop or desktop computer, it puts you on the screen. You look like one of those talking heads you see on news programs, where you have all the people with little boxes around them. And we can have a lot of people up on the screen. They'll just be smaller and smaller. So we hope to give everybody the capability to do that before Sunday, and out to anyone that might need assistance in setting up Zoom. If you don't have a camera on your computer or your phone, you can use this to phone to call in, and we can see your name and hear your voice, and you can hear us. So we look forward to that. That'll be at 9 o'clock this coming Sunday, and I'll be sending out an invitation via email. You click the link, and you'll pop in. The important part is that you set up your device ahead of time, downloading the software that allows Zoom to work. A few more announcements. Since this coming Sunday is Palm Sunday, I encourage you to cut some palm branches from outside and bring them in, and so you can get in the spirit of Palm Sunday, even though there's so much we can't do. That's part of our Holy Week tradition. I'm going to be offering a daily video devotional starting on Monday to help us really focus on the events of Holy Week. I think that will be helpful for us to have that kind of focus at a time of so much distraction. And then on Maundy, Thursday, when we normally gather at night, have a meal to celebrate the Last Supper, we're going to have a time of teaching with Zoom, of sharing in prayer, and sharing, particularly experiencing Holy Communion together, each of us with bread, grape juice, or wine that we have in our own home. So you might want to prepare those elements. Make sure you have bread, grape juice, or wine by next Thursday, a week from tomorrow, and so that we have the opportunity to share communion together. Then on Friday, I'm going to be making available to you a video that Andrew Palau, who of course is the speaker that wasn't able to share the gospel with the tens of thousands of people last weekend in Vieira because of the pandemic. He's making a Good Friday video for the churches of Brevard County, and I'll make that available to you. We've already reset the City Fest for next year, February 27th and 28th of next year. So hopefully that'll be bigger and better and impact more lives than even would have been the case this past weekend. And Easter. At this point, I'm thinking that we'll offer a live stream worship opportunity, as many other churches do on Easter Sunday. I'm praying about some creative ways we can be faithful to our risen Lord and celebrate the incredible news that whatever we face in life and death, we belong to God because of Jesus giving his life on the cross, and then his Father vindicating his life and bringing him back to life, not simply mortal life, but the kind of life that awaits us, a whole new kind of existence in resurrection. So you'll be hearing more plans about that. So in the meantime, my beloved friends, I miss you not being with you in person. I'm so glad to hear your voice, to see your image whenever that's possible. In some cases, conversations under a tree in a front yard, 6 feet away from each other, have enjoyed that. Whatever way we can stay connected. And also as individuals and as clusters of Christ followers, be a witness of light and love in this world that's hurting so much. Talk to you soon.